With John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum already breaking records, can Keanu Reeves in his third outing as the ever-resourceful assassin beat off his box office rivals in true John Wick style? The John Wick action thriller franchise, created by Derek Kolstad, burst onto the screen in 2014. The sequel, John Wick Chapter 2, was released in 2017 and followed hot on the heels of the first film, and so John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, the third instalment in the franchise, picks up where Chapter 2 left off. It's directed by Chad Stahelski and written by franchise creator Derek Kolstad, along with a few others, and I found the film to be intense and entertaining with wall-to-wall action right from the start. To say the characters lacked depth and the plot was almost non-existent would be true, but in all honesty, no one would expect anything of the kind from the Wick franchise. It's not just what you go to the cinema to watch a John Wick film for. In Chapter 3, retired assassin John Wick finds himself on the run yet again, with another bounty on his head, this time a mere $14 million, which makes him the target of every conceivable wannabe hitman, no matter where he hides. Keanu Reeves returns to the lead role as John Wick and is joined by returning cast members Ian McShane as Winston, the wily owner and manager of New York's Continental Hotel, a safe haven for assassins, Laurence Reddick as Charon, Winston's concierge at the Continental, and Laurence Fishburne as the Bowery King, leader of a vagabond gang of underworld assassins. Kate Dillon plays the Adjudicator of the High Table, sent to the Continental Hotel to punish those who assisted Wick after he was made incommunicado. Dacascos plays Zero, whose gang is enlisted by the Adjudicator to track down Wick and punish those who helped him. Halle appears as Sophia, a dog-friendly assassin who takes a couple of Alsatians with her on a mission she reluctantly agrees to undertake with Wick. And Angelica Houston appears as the Director, a member of the Ruska Roma, who gives Wick passage out of New York when he presents her with a crucifix, his ticket to safety. John Wick Chapter 3 is an entertaining action movie that drags you kicking and screaming through one intense fight sequence after another. Reeves, now well into his 50s, moves a little awkwardly at times, but that could just be the character. But for a man of his years, he puts in a strong performance, keeping up with the army of assassins that come after him. Whereas I really enjoyed the film, there were times I found the intensity of the fight sequences just a little over the top, way beyond belief. But in the whole film, its premise and narrative is really rather ridiculous, so that didn't really matter. John Wick Chapter 3 is a powerhouse of a film with red-hot action sequences that seem to go on forever, kicking in right from the start, and we see Wick racing through Manhattan trying to reach the New York Public Library, before he's made incommunicado by the High Table. As soon as the clock strikes 6, Wick's protection vanishes and there seems to be an assassin on just about every street corner. The action sequences, which seem to make up about 130 of its 131 minutes, are brilliantly choreographed, shot wide to capture all the movements, removing the need for intense cuts and edits to build up the shots. It was a little distracting at times when you did see actors waiting for the next lunge in the fight, where they could have got a strike in. But that doesn't detract from the overall intensity or diversity of the action, whether racing through New York on motorbikes, on horseback, in close quarter in a knife shop, a castle top in Casablanca, or a glass-walled room at the Continental Hotel. Chapter 3 builds successfully on the franchise, mixing a little film noir with a 21st century high-octane action thriller. The writing needed for the film felt minimal. Instead, fight choreographers were more likely to be responsible for story development and character presentation. The plot, such as it is, was basic and rather nonsensical, which worked well as there were not too many clumsy character moments to get in the way of the blood-pumping action. Keanu Reeves, Halle Berry, Ian McShane, Laurence Fishburne, Angelica Houston and Laurence Reddick, amongst many others, all gave noteworthy performances, giving the film just the right amount of depth to keep it moving along at pace. The intense, moody on-screen imagery was created by Danish cinematographer Dan Laursen and includes a brilliantly imaginative use of light and reflections during an extended climactic scene at the Continental Hotel. It's no surprise that the visual spectacle was so sharp and impressive. Dan's body of work not only includes John Wick Chapter 2, but also Guillermo del Toro's incredible The Shape of Water. Overall, I found the film to be intense and exciting, a non-stop roller coaster of action right from the start. At 131 minutes, it could have been a little shorter, as some of the fight sequences did tend to drag things out. As for a rating, I'd give it 4 stars. It's not a deep and meaningful film, reliant on character arcs and plot twists. It is, however, good solid action entertainment that does exactly what it says on the poster. So whether you're into the latest releases or prefer to go behind the scenes with some of our greatest filmmakers, please do subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week, so there's always plenty to see. Here's a couple more from Rabbit and Snail that you might want to check out. Thanks for watching, see you next time.